It was the burning question on playgrounds in 1988. Why was there a Nintendo game called Goonies 2 when there wasn't a Goonies 1? I remember the thinking that we settled on was that it was the sequel to the movie. Of course, there was always some kid who claimed to play Goonies 1. These days, it's a bit of well-known game trivia right up there with Super Mario Bros. 2 being Doki Doki Panic in Japan. There was a Goonies 1 game, we just didn't get it. So when I started my Famicom collection, Goonies was pretty high on my list of games to get. But as for the game itself, it's not a lost masterpiece. But it is the first platformer that feels pretty smooth since Super Mario Bros. And it's a precursor to the action platform game that will soon be very common on the system. The game is based on the 1985 movie where a bunch of kids go on a treasure hunt to save their homes, and they have some small-scale Indiana Jones-style adventures on the way. The Famicom game has all the Goonies except Mikey captured by the mobsters who are pursuing them, and on every stage, Mikey has to locate these vaults, blow them open to free the captured Goonie inside, and then locate 3 keys that will allow him to open the door to the next level. The small ground-based enemies, like the mice, drop bombs when they're defeated, and you need those bombs to open the vaults. You can only carry 1 bomb at a time, and you use it by pressing down and B. Since B is the regular attack, there's moments where I want to do a low attack and wind up dropping a bomb instead. Your regular attack is just this kick, and it has enough range that it doesn't feel bad to use. But you might find a slingshot in a vault. That gives you 50 shots to take at range, and those shots can even take out an enemy that your kick can't. Every stage also has a hidden treasure. You can locate this bag, and inside it is an item that grants you a special ability, typically immunity to a type of attack. The headphones, for example, make me immune to singing. The levels in Goonies start out pretty basic and small, but they quickly turn into sprawling labyrinths, and new enemies keep popping out. Pressing up in front of these skulls takes you to a different map area. There's a time limit on every stage, though, so it's helpful to keep in mind that your goal is to find the Goonie and 3 keys. The items in the rest of the vaults don't actually matter. And the game is perfectly beatable without getting any of the special items anyways. Some of the vaults contain this potion that will restore your health, but there's another way to fully recover your life. Getting 8 diamonds gives you full health back. The Grey Mouse drops its own special item, a cross that makes you invincible for a few seconds. Watch out for these light brown mice, though. They're actually foxes in disguise, and hitting them once doesn't defeat them. A few more enemy tips for you. The mobsters can't be permanently defeated, so just knock them out of the way and keep going. You can beat One-Eyed Willie's ghost, but you have to have the slingshot to do it. And finally, don't overlook the fact that the octopuses have bombs. There's a progression in Goonies that's kind of fun. You start out in the gangster's house, and descend into this maze of pipes that are in their basement. Below the basement are caverns. Then you enter the area that the pirates have trapped. Things start getting wet as you approach the ocean. And you finally wind up at the pirate ship. I found the environmental hazards that get added to the game as you go to be more threatening than the monsters. The flame jets and waterfalls in particular have a bad tendency to block your jumps. Something to keep in mind with the controls is that you can't jump onto or off of a ladder. You have to climb them from the top to the bottom. However, you do have pretty good control over your jump, so you can jump from up high and get into some tight spots down below. I have to mention the soundtrack to this game. It's absolutely incredible. A really fantastic example of 8-bit music. It's so good, Konami went ahead and reused it in Goonies 2. This Goonies game is pretty good. The controls are snappy, the challenges build over time so it's not like you're just dumped in the deep end. It's just fun to play in general. But now here's the bad parts. The random enemy spawns result in situations where you often have to take a hit. It also means that sometimes you'll wind up at a vault without a bomb, have to go searching for a rat to get one, and then have a rat spawn in front of you when you get back to the vault. That doesn't feel good. It also buries a bit too much of the game in the second half. The first few stages are much simpler, so it takes a while for the action to pick up. And the sheer size of the levels and similar feeling layout make it really easy to get lost. Finally, watch out on that last stage. The time limit is extremely short. If you do game over, there is a continue code. Hold up and press A on the main menu to be able to continue where you left off. Of course, I didn't need that code. Goonies is a good game that could have been a lot more. It's the second best action game for the system so far, falling behind only Super Mario Bros. It really is a disappointment that we didn't get this one in the West.